Welcome to Talking Reds. It is match day, and we are live for the match build-up for Liverpool versus Accrington in the FA Cup third round. And it's a strong lineup, Willem. It's an absolute strong lineup. So I'm going to go through the lineup right now for Liverpool. So it's already come out about half an hour ago now. So Raheem Kelleher in net, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's captain today at right back, Kwanzaa and Endo at centre back, Tsimikas at left back with Morton and Szoboszlai midfield. Harvey Elliott, Jota, and Rio. I'm so happy that Rio is starting on the left wing and Darwin Núñez up front. So it's a very, very strong lineup, Willem. Very strong lineup. Arne Slot has gone strong. It's nice to see that he's taking these cups seriously and a team like Accrington seriously. Although Accrington are League Two, it's nice that he's not pushing it to the side and saying, look, yeah, we'll easily win this, drop everyone, and then we'll see that. But we need to still get through. We still want to win these competitions, still want to win this cup. How important that it is for him to play a strong lineup, do you think?
I think it's a good mix-up in between as well. I think a lot of the people in the lineup are kind of the people in our normal rotation that kind of need the extra minutes right now. So like a Jota, even Harvey, like I'm glad he's at least getting a start now for getting in the minute. I thought he would be starting against Tottenham midweek, but he wasn't. And yeah, I'm actually quite okay with the lineup. It's quite a decent one. I would have liked maybe to see one or two more youth players. I wouldn't have minded to see Nalo maybe come into the team today, or yeah. Trey as well. Though to be fair with Trey, I did have it last time with Trey with his last game where I was like, he's still physically, there needs to be some bulking before he can properly get into midfield because like his arms are like the size of my pinky finger still sometimes.
It's a bit like Trent early on. Trent we saw him needed that bulking up. He came back one season, didn't he? Bulked up a little bit and he got a bit much stronger. Basic's quite similar. Yeah. We all said like Basic's got all this potential, but he just needs a little bit of bulking up, especially midfield. It's an area of the pitch that you need to be physical.
Yeah, or at least have some form of physicality to get through it enough. You don't need to be the strongest, but at least have some of that physicality to work your way around it.
So, Accrington Stanley. Who are Accrington Stanley? Who are they? Accrington Stanley are a local team against Liverpool Football Club. So, it's going to be a big, big game for them. A big game for their fans. It's a local Scouse rivalry that a lot of their players... Also, Josh Woods. I saw Josh Woods, Liverpool born and bred, Liverpool fan. It's going to be a big day for someone like him. It's going to be a big day for the fans. They're not here just for a day out. I don't think. I think they're going to be. Their manager can say, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Go for it, and they're going to put some tackles in, which I'm sort of scared about in terms of like, hey, we don't get any injuries because of this, but they're going to get about. And a team like that, League Two, they definitely get about, and it's going to be a tough battle in terms of getting through those unscathed, but we should be winning this comfortably, if I'm absolutely honest, especially the team that we've got out. So they are 19th in League Two at the moment. They got their first clean sheet last weekend, I think, in the first time in 10 games. So they do concede goals.
I'll be fuming if they get a clean sheet today. I'm not going to lie.
If they got a clean sheet today, it's not going to happen. Let's be honest here. It's not going to happen. No offense to Accrington Stanley, but it's not going to happen. A clean sheet. So they've conceded more than they've scored this season so far, and I think they are really looking at the table there. I think they are underperforming what the team they are. I think they should be higher up in the table, and they probably expected to be higher up in the table. But it's not been a good season for them this season. However, FA Cup upsets happen. Is there a chance of FA Cup happening today? Get in the comments as well. Do you think there's an actual chance, Willem, of an FA Cup?
No, there should. No, just no. Especially because it's at home as well. Like honestly, and to be fair. In the last couple of games, it feels like playing at Anfield hasn't actually meant as much as it has compared to some other games because Man United at home we drew, Fulham at home we've drawn. Like we haven't actually necessarily gotten the greatest results at home momentarily. But look, there's absolutely no reason for us not to go through it in this round, especially with the team we put out. Like I think there's just no. I'm just not accepting that there's an option or a timeline in this world where we're not going to be coming through in this round. I just refuse to believe it.
Right, on Talking Reds, I want to be interactive with you guys at home. I want to be a bit more fun than just to build up, talking about the teams, talking about predictions. I want to go about like history and things like that, the history of the FA Cup, history of Liverpool's FA Cup run. If you can remember the last time Liverpool were at the end of a cup upset, let me know in the comments. Willem, do you remember the last time we was up at the cup upset like this? Like a team like League One, League Two, which would be regarded as a cup upset.
We have had a couple on the clock where it was a bit dodgy, but there's none particularly really popping up in my mind at that point.
But the last one was in 2013.
In 2013. So my thought was going even further back. I was thinking to 2005 when Burnley knocked us out when Jimmy Traore did the half turn into the net.
So what I'm going to do with them, Willem, what I'm going to do now, 2013 Brendan Rodgers era, so just a year before we went to in the title race, can you name 6 of those players? Bearing in mind, he did swap it around a little bit. I will say, like, Gerrard's on the bench, Carragher's on the bench, but can you name 6 of those starting lineup that played for Liverpool that day? Oldham. It was Oldham away, lost 3-2. We conceded 3 goals away to Oldham.
Flanagan won?
Who was that, sorry? Flanagan, no, Flanagan is not one. Oh, it was a young lad though, at left back.
A left back. I'm thinking of the wrong.
Looking at the midfield and the attack, they were prominent midfielders. A midfielder that won us the Premier League.
Henderson, yeah, okay, Henderson's in there then.
John Henderson, another winger midfielder went on to win the Premier League with someone else.
Went on to win the Premier League with someone else.
A youngster through us.
Sterling.
Raheem Sterling, yep.
Suarez probably played as well.
Who was that? Sorry.
Did Suarez then actually end up playing?
Luis Suarez did play. He did in fact play. He was captain that day, and we lost to Oldham. Yes.
Brilliant.
He actually scored 17th minute. He scored in 17th minute as an equaliser. We weren't 1-0 down after 3 minutes.
Need to get 3 more. 2013 was Agger still around?
I think it was Sterling, Suarez, and who else played up front with them?
2007.
Sterling, Suarez.
The thing is, it becomes blurred for me. Was Stuart
the three S's? The 3 S's.
The 3
Stuart Downing is there, but he's on the bench. He was on the bench.
Well, then it's
the 3 S's up front. Yeah. Suarez, Sterling, and
Sturridge.
Yeah, so that's 4. We also had an Italian on up front as well. So we had 4 basically forwards that day. Yeah, Barini. And then we had the Welsh-Savvy in midfield.
Joel.
Joel in midfield with John Henson. So the starting line was it was Skirtle and Wisdom at centre back.
Skirtle and Wisdom. So I said before, I didn't know by that time if we still had Agger.
Think about
it was Skirtle.
They've not put it in order of the team. So Sebastian Coates was centre back with Skirtle. See what play right back. Wisdom would have been right back. Robinson would have been left back. Brad Jones in net. So the bench was Peter Golatsky, who was Salzburg. He went on to Leipzig then, didn't he? Carragher, Gerrard, Downing, Lucas Slaver, John Shelby, and Suso on the bench.
Yeah, we lost 3-2 because I wanted to say Suso and Shelby as well. And,
we did lose 3-2 to Oldham at Boundary Park, 2013. So that would have been 12 years ago. 12 years ago. Yeah. And the last time we lost in the FA Cup third round was, I think it was 2000. I looked at it a minute ago. It was 2019. I want to say 2019. We lost to Wolves at Molineux. Yeah, we lost to Wolves. So looking at that, on the bench we had Trent. Last time we lost in the third round of the FA Cup was away to Wolves, 2-1, and that was I think about it. Was that Klopp's first season? Look at this team; it looks like Klopp's first season. Curtis Jones played in midfield.
No, 2019. That should be the wait. So 2019. So that's the season we probably won the Champions League. I think.
Yeah, his first year in. Yeah. So I think that team went on to win the Champions League. That was the last time we went out on the first round of FA. So if we do go out today on the third round of FA Cup, it's not the end of the world. We might go on and win the Champions League, just like that season. And we had Salah, Mane, and Firmino on the bench. But a strong lineup again. It was away to Wolves. I think it was the season before Jota joined Wolves as well. Actually, thinking about it. Looking at that team, that's definitely Jota was definitely part of that team at some point. So it's cup upsets happen. They always happen, and just hopefully we're not at the end of one today. And I can't see it. just the strength that Arne Slot's gone today is a very, very, very strong team. And we're going to speak about these individuals now, the players that have played today. Who are you excited most about seeing today? Is it the same with me?
Yeah, real, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely real. Like, even if when you just see him playing for the highlights for a couple of the under-18 games and stuff and everything, he just looks so exciting. I really want to see what he can do.
Balling out, wasn't he? Absolutely balling out. And is the reason why Chelsea banned us from their academy. I said that to mates of mine. Is the reason why they were banned him. So he's that good. So I am excited. I'm excited to see Harvey Elliott as well, because Harvey Elliott has not really had the opportunities under Arne Slot.
He's been getting linked away the last couple of days as well to Brighton and Dortmund. So yeah, no, definitely.
I thought that he would be the guy to shine in Arne Slot's system with number 10, a proper number 10. I thought this guy is going to be playing number 10. He's not a winger for me now. He's gone past the winger stage in terms of when he was at Blackburn, sensational at Blackburn. Came in, started playing midfield, and Klopp, he wasn't built for the midfield, certainly not. Number 10, I think, is his perfect place to play. However, under this Arne Slot, I wonder if he plays him more inside, with Rio coming inside as well. I can't see him play on wide like Salah does.
I think he will be playing as a 10. Like, I think as well with Harvey, it's just been a bit unfortunate as well, because during preseason he was pretty much the most used player for Slot throughout it, and he looked really, really good. And then we were 3 games in. Szoboszlai started for the 3 games. Then Harvey got injured in training, and it just seems as well that from him coming back in training, that Slot has been really careful with kind of bringing him back. And I think it's just a mix of it, that probably because he's come back from the injury, his form isn't really at where it was before the injury, so that needs to be built up again. So I think we just got to hope that he has a really good game today, and then he can stay in contention, because especially as well right now, if Szoboszlai isn't still fully fit from his illness, and Jones, to be honest, has not been great in that 10 role in the last 2 games that we've seen in there. Like, I think Jones had a really good season, but like as in these last 2 games, just not been there. It would be a good moment now for Harvey to be able to kind of come back into it again and really show that he does deserve more minutes in that position.
It is a shame that I won't see more of him, and we didn't even see him like in the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, for example. I think that was a perfect opportunity to play him as well.
Mm-hmm.
Today, like if he plays well today, it's just Accrington. They might just say it's a Accrington Stanley, which it technically is. We've got a big game midweek against an absolutely huge game for us midweek. Players have got points to prove today. Not just Harvey Elliott, Darwin Núñez. We spoke about Darwin Núñez already this morning. He's got a massive point to prove. If he don't score today, then it's probably he might as well pack his bags now. So I don't think Slot will accept that. If I'm honest, I'm excited to see Tyler Morton again. I think Tyler Morton's normally been quite solid when he has played.
Yeah.
Endo at centre back has done all right. I think Kwanzaa has a point to prove as well.
Yeah, Kwanzaa as well. I've been quite worried about Kwanzaa, because Kwanzaa's not looked the same since he had that mistake against United last season in the 2-2. And every time he's played right now, like I think maybe bar the Carabao Cup game against West Ham where we won 5-1, I think, and even there he wasn't that great either, to be fair. I don't know. It seems like his confidence is completely gone. Obviously, he's had some off the pitch leaks, which probably haven't helped his confidence as well in a certain manner. I don't know. I'm a bit indifferent on it. Look, the thing is as well, we've got to realize is that right now with the club and the way it's going, it's more likely that we're going to probably wait out and see until Nallo develops a little bit more to eventually think about bringing him in as a 4th option. So. I don't know. I hope he can regain his form and regain his confidence a little bit, and hopefully show more of especially the first 2/3 of last season. And then hopefully he's got a point to prove as well.
Núñez. I know you want to talk about Núñez. Let me ask you a question. What if Núñez doesn't score today? What is the repercussions of that? And no pressure on him, but he's got to score today.
If I'm brutally honest, I think this game doesn't really matter in the end. I think we all know what's going to happen with Núñez. If it's not going to be this month, it's going to be in the summer, most likely, that he will get moved on, because at the end of the day, it's just simply not good enough. And despite his work rate, and despite he does put a lot of effort in, of course, that is good. But like what I always say to you privately is, like, if I just want effort and hard work, I put Robert up front, because it would almost be the same effect to it. And he just doesn't have that consistency in finishing that comes up there. He's a 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10 chance finisher, like instead of like an Isaac type where it's 9 out of 10 times he's banging them in every time, or a Haaland, for example, when he's in front of goal. And I think even like realistically, if we look at it, right, because it's like we can't really win in this way either way because it's a League Two team. So if he scores a hat trick today, oh well, yeah, but it's against League Two Accrington Stanley, mate. Like, it's not too much to get excited about.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't score, then I mean, it just kind of fuels. It kind of just
it's a lose-lose situation for a minute.
Yeah,
really,
it adds to the fuel anyway of like I'm already saying he's not doing enough, and then he won't do it against Accrington Stanley as well. So that would just also just not really help the situation at all. So this game doesn't really matter. I think regardless, I think on Nunes the verdict's kind of out.
I think, this game's like, take it a pinch of salt a little bit. Whatever happens with Nunes today, whatever happens. If, like I said, if he scores, people will just say it's Accrington Stanley. If he doesn't score, then it's a bit of a worry. But like you said, I think Slot's, the reports were coming out earlier on in the week that Slot has like had enough, basically, and saying, like, if you don't book up, then you have to go. And I like that. If Slot has done that, I do like that, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
I do like that from Slot if he has done that.
We can't say it for Kesa. For example, like that's the other one where it can't come to as well.
I saw Alex from is it Cop TV? Yeah, he was on DR Sports yesterday, and he said if you don't see Chiesa, this is done. I mean that's I think it just sums up FSG transfers.
I mean, we're paying 140k a week for a bench warmer right now at the moment, who's had this special little preseason coming into it. We've given him loads and loads of months, and he can't even start against Accrington Stanley. Like, and even you don't have to play a full 90, but just start and play 60, and then get subbed in the second half or something. But it's just, I don't know. It's such a weird one.
Right, before we do, I'm going to go on to other FA Cup games as well, but who else is playing this weekend? I want to make it a little bit more fun than just talking about team news and things like that. Like I said, on Talking Heads, we want to make it a little bit different for you guys and make it interactive views as well for you guys at home. If you get your comments in, what are your predictions in today's game? Who do you think is going to be scorers? Do you think we'll get a few goals? I certainly do at least. I think we should get at least 4 today. That's at least with the strong lineup we've put out. But before we do go on to other FA Cup games, what's your prediction, Willem, in today's match?
4-1.
Nunes all 4, yeah?
No, definitely not. I think Nunes gets 1, and then I think it's going to be one of them where I think we are actually going to probably go 1-0 down, and then actually probably then. I'm not gonna. If we go 1-0 down, I'm looking out of Twitter for definitely for at least until we score.
But
like, I think it's one of them where it's like it'll just be clumsy. Someone falls asleep, and then but like it's like an early 1-0 probably. Like and then by then we'll probably turn. And if not, I'm just waffling as well at the same time. So who knows? It could also just be the other way around where they get one in the last minute.
And funnily enough, when we talked about the last time we had a cup upset against us was Oldham, and that was a 3rd-minute goal. The 3rd-minute goal, then Alois Fives got an equaliser in the 17th minute, and then they went on to win 3-2. Despite us bringing Gerrard on at some point as well. I mean, we had a strong lineup there as well. So going through the other FA Cup games today, we've got 3 kicking off already now. Birmingham already 1-0 up against Lincoln. The big ties, obviously, Chelsea got Morecambe. Again, it's pretty similar to our game, I think. But Chelsea have been playing 2 separate teams anyway. I think they'll play their Conference League team today.
Yeah, the Conference League team.
Chelsea. I expect them to go through. The ones that stand out, Forest Luton's a pretty decent game. I think Luton's just sacked the manager in Rob Edwards. So I think that could be a manager bounce back possibly. But I think Forest go through. They may want to concentrate on the league possibly. They've got a title race to contend with as well of Nottingham Forest and a big game midweek.
I don't think so. Us. If you have the opportunity to win a trophy, I think it's the same for them. I think they'll be wanting to go through.
Possibly. I think whatever team they put out, I think they'll be too strong for Luton anyway. I think Luton are just, I don't know what's happened to them this season. They've just gone off a cliff this season. I think Norwich Brighton's quite an interesting one. Norwich are scoring for fun, but they are letting in goals. Saints are scoring quite a few goals this season, so I think that's an interesting one. If that's a potential upset, potentially. Man City Salford, I think no matter what Man City put out, I think Salford have turned it around this season. They started really, really poorly, Salford, and actually are starting to be a playoff contender, which they should be with the backing they have and the team that they have. So I expect that to go one way, Man City.
Gary Neville was smart. He would have offered a bonus for all the players of like 5 or 10k each if they get City out.
I mean, they're going to put some tackles in. They're going to be like our game. It's going to be a game where it's a local derby. Liverpool Accrington. I think the players will be certainly up for it. The fans will be certainly up for it, and they will be putting some tackles in. Looking at the game, I'm trying to think of another one that could be an interesting one. Coventry Sheffield Wednesday is quite interesting because Coventry are up and down at the moment.
I'm keeping an eye on that one, but that's purely because my best mate down here is a Sheffield Wednesday fan, so I hope for him they go through.
I just like football in general, mate. I like football in general. I like to. I speak to a Blackburn fan every day, so I like to keep an eye on what Blackburn are doing as well. Leicester QPR is a good game. So tomorrow's the other games in terms of the Premier League side. Certainly, it's Tamworth, not Tottenham. That is a game that everyone will be watching. Tamworth Tottenham, I'm absolutely certain. Tamworth have put the price up to like 40 quid per ticket, didn't they? Something like that, which didn't go down with all the fans. We spoke about ticket prices earlier in the week. I can't see that being much of an upset. Tamworth Tottenham, if I'm honest. I know Tamworth.
It shouldn't be, but it would be the most Tottenham thing in the world to beat off.
It would be absolutely hilarious. Yeah. It would be absolutely hilarious if they got off to Tottenham, having beaten us in the Carabao Cup. That is prime Tottenham. That is
and
that
then
is something
they
that
probably go ahead and then beat Arsenal midweek again for some reason because, I swear they only show up against good teams. It's mental. It doesn't make sense.
That's funny. I speak to Tottenham fans regularly. I speak to Callum as well, part of style of play, and also Callum came on as well midweek to do the Tottenham preview, and I said, I don't know how you'd be a Tottenham fan. It's so weird, such a weird thing. They obviously beating Man City one week, then losing home to Ipswich the next. It's just a weird. I couldn't cope being a Tottenham fan. No. Other fixtures include Southampton, Swansea. Could be a good game actually. Swansea do score off quite a lot. Newcastle, Bromley. Can't see that going anywhere but Newcastle. The big one is obviously Arsenal, Manchester United. That is the one which you think, Arsenal do.
It should be Arsenal. It should be, but
it should be Arsenal. It should have been Liverpool last week against Manchester United. It's one of those games where Manchester United may get a result
against us. To be fair, apart from the 22-20, we had a couple of seasons on the clock where we literally slapped them away. But for the majority of the times, United will always show up against us because they're the same way we hate them, they hate us. So I expect it almost as well. But even with Arsenal, let's be honest here, right? The set pieces with Arsenal, this is the game because still Man United are not great at defending set pieces. So I think still that should actually factor them to probably getting the win into this game.
But the actual fact that because Arsenal are chasing us, do you think they'll have one eye on the league, one massive eye on the league, and it might distract them for this specific game? And they could get caught out because it is Man United.
I wouldn't take it for granted because because they lost midweek in the League Cup against Newcastle as well at home. I think a lot of their fans. I mean, I think I saw watching the DR Sports roundup on it. I think it was Cecil who got put there because Robbie didn't want to show up for the because Arsenal lost now. And then Cecil even said as well, for a lot of fans now, they're looking at this game and it's very much make or break because they want to be in contention for a trophy at least because they're worried they might not have the consistency to catch us up in the league and really kind of go for it. But again, still a lot of games to be played. So we need
to lost against Newcastle as well. Yeah.
And them losing in the League Cup and then maybe also getting knocked out of the FA Cup, it leaves them very little chance of maybe actually getting a trophy. So I think they're going to be they need to be up for this game. To be fair.
And they have to win for mindset alone, really. If you think about it, if they lose tomorrow, the fans will not go down well at all, and that's where the toxic atmosphere comes out outside the pitch, but it'll be brought into the stadium. It's a mindset thing as well. If you lose 2 back-to-back and out of 2 cups, pretty much. I know they're not out of the Newcastle one, but pretty much out.
Recent quotes aren't helping as well either with the ball and the transfer.
It can turn toxic quite quickly, yeah. It can turn toxic quite quickly. Oh, I've actually missed another derby. Actually, Leeds Harrogate. That's actually a massive derby. Because I live near Leeds and I know how close Harrogate is. It's literally just above Leeds. So I think that's certainly a tasty one. The cup upset. Looking at the fixtures today, the cup upsets I'm going to predict though. See if you agree with these. The cup upsets I'm going to predict are, I think, I think Leyton Orient could beat Derby. That's not really a cup upset. I think it is in terms of the players. I'm looking at. I can't say Plymouth. I can't see Plymouth getting anything in Brentford, just because I know they're on new manager bounce, or they've just started ruining, but not away to Brentford now. I see West Brom getting something at Bournemouth. Because both our I think West Brom are a very, very attacking side. And
I think it would be more the other way around, actually. Now that you've said, because I forgot about the West Brom Bournemouth game, and to be honest, like Brentford are a good side, yeah, but Bournemouth have been brilliant, to be fair, and I think Bournemouth at home as well, right?
Yeah, and that's why I think they might underestimate West Brom.
Nah, I think Bournemouth will be fine this one. I think in that case, actually, now looking back on it, it would probably be more likely that Brentford might drop something here because of the new manager bounce from Plymouth as well coming in. So
I'm just thinking. I'm thinking Brentford and Bournemouth,
but I think that's more likely to be an upset.
I'm just thinking Brentford and Bournemouth. They're both quite similar teams in terms of their attacking players. They're doing well in the league. But I think West Brom, in terms of the difference between West Brom and Plymouth, West Brom are really, really attacking. They've got some good players. They've got Maya up front, who's a very, very good scorer. I think it's Maya. They've got the one that plays for Sunderland. I think it is.
Yep.
So they've got a very, very attacking side and a very good talented side. I think they go and really go at Bournemouth, and Bournemouth play quite open. I'm just thinking, because there's going to be a shock. I'm just thinking, which ones are they going to be? And there's going to be a shock. There's always is a shock. There's Ipswich at home to Bristol Rovers tomorrow, but
I'd say Norwich. To be fair, I think Norwich against Brighton. Brighton have been a bit.
Yeah.
Brighton have been weird these last couple of I'd say the last 2 months. They've been a bit. They've drawn at home against Southampton, and that was still the Russell Martin Southampton, I think. And just these results where you look at it and you lot are better than this. And I think today, because even with the Arsenal game, they were better than Arsenal in the game, but they still didn't win it, or they still didn't get more than a draw out of it. And I just look at it and I'm like, I think they have the most chances because the argument you make for Bournemouth, I would say, is much more valid for Brighton right now. That Brighton also really attack, but they leave a lot of gaps at the back, and
Norwich score,
Norwich score as well. And Verbruggen sometimes has been a bit. For me, he's been a bit iffy in goal for a couple of them, like the goal against Arsenal from Emmanuel. I'm sorry, but he needs to save that. There's no way you can be letting that through between your knee and your hand here, down there.
Top goal scorer in the Championship as well. Signs the top goal scorer in the Championship as well for Norwich, so he will fancy himself certainly. Southampton Swansea tomorrow as well. That could be a Southampton there to be beat. Swansea are quite an attacking side as well.
Yeah, maybe a draw and then Swansea on penalties or something like that. Yeah. There's no replays this anymore, is there?
No. So that makes everything interesting, I think, in terms of these games, because Arsenal United, if they got to penalties, again, there could be another way why Arsenal go out. If Arsenal go out tomorrow, I don't want them to, because I don't want Man United to win any game.
Yeah.
And it's extra game for Arsenal as well. But if Arsenal go out tomorrow, AFTV is going to be prime popcorn moment.
I think mentally they'll be. I think that will be such a if they get knocked out. I think mentally that's going to be such a just a hit on their confidence that could properly derail the season. I think now you can still kind of put it down to a rough patch, or maybe not a rough patch, but they've got a lot of inconsistencies. But there are some things they could change, and they could still make those adaptations and probably go on a little bit of a run, or at least stay in and around there. But if they get knocked out against United at home in the cup, it's not looking good for them.
Right, guys, we are. The game is about to start, so I thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and enjoy the game as well. We will be not live, but we will be getting match reaction out later on as well. Please make sure you get notification bells on, so it'll tell you when we get our things out.